There we go.
All right. It says we're live and welcome everybody. Welcome everybody in. And the skipper thought he might have to work, and so he is working. And so we have the three of us regulars, Susie Q and Whip. Oh, and Susie's kitty. And our guest, though, tonight is Jeff. Most of you know Jeff, but Jeff Pelham. And he's been in the fish hobby for some time now. And he's one of the streams that I follow when I say I'm not on YouTube much. It's live streams. That's who I'm usually watching. And I'm usually quiet. Every now and then I'll say something. But I asked him if he could come on. We had another speaker that I'd been wanting to ask him anyway. So I got up the nerve because we had another speaker that was sick and let me know last night. And I didn't do anything about it till today. So Jeff's going to be with us, and he's going to do whatever he wants to do. I hope whatever he does, I hope he doesn't take us around and show us any fish. I hope he doesn't do that.
I can't do that on my laptop. So I can't do that tonight, unfortunately.
Okay.
Did anybody post his link in the chat yet?
I don't see it.
I don't know if there's a. I think Bob is the mod.
I think, Lori will probably beat me to it, but I
she
can
here?
give it a yeah. I can give it a.
I didn't even have time to change the thumbnail, or I didn't try to change it. I was afraid I would screw up. So
I want to make sure that everybody who's not subscribed gets subscribed.
exactly. All right. Well, we're here, so I'll kind of blow you up. There we go. Thank you, Sam.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
Oh, Sam's here too.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep. Trying to get solo layout. I'm on my phone, so I'm blind anyway. So
Oh, you got me up on the big screen here.
yeah, and if you
Oh,
don't,
yeah,
I'll bring you back down. It's whatever you prefer.
Hey, Dave.
You can bring it back down with you. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, we like you big.
You like you big on there? All right. Well, yeah. Well, I tell you, I was when you sent me the invite today, I was like, wow. I've been wanting to be on your show for a long time. I've just been too shy to ask.
Well, don't be shy.
Oh,
You always
wow.
tell people if you want to come on, let one of us know.
Oh, okay. I will do that. I'm glad to be here.
We're
I
glad
was
to-
like,
Good luck getting a word in edgewise with Whip, but that's okay.
I told Kathy, I said, hey, Mr. Bob Kaler invited me on his stream, and I said, wow, that's an honor right there, being the Tennessee Mafia.
Isn't that so cool, Bob?
It is cool.
I know.
Very cool. So yeah.
Close your eyes and imagine Kermit the Frog is really into fish. Of course, Sam narrates the stream.
He thinks I sound like Kermit to him.
Oh, okay.
Just send me the paycheck that Kermit makes, and I'll be just fine.
Right. Right. Your wife may not like Miss Piggy being so fond of Kermit, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, that's Happy New Year, by the way. I got to get the chance to tell you that.
Yes, Happy
Happy
New Year.
Year's, right.
Yeah. Off to a new start, another new year. So
Yeah. What do you have going on in your fish room? What's going on new that you've started up? Or
well, I got some angelfish for the first time. I've been in the hobby since '74. My mom got me a fish tank when I was 10-year-old birthday, and
Hey, GRB.
I went all this time. I've never had. So this year was like actually last year, I should say, 2024 was a year of firsts for me. I got my first angelfish, and sometime I'm on here, I'll do the mobile part where I can show you them all, but I can't do it with my laptop. But I got angelfish, and I got my very first corridoras ever.
wow,
Yeah.
What? How do you not have Corey's before?
I
I
know.
know, right?
I've never had.
That's
Cory.
like almost impossible. Although it's almost impossible not to have had angels. You like steered away from the trend and made the other fish your friend.
Well, for the longest time, since '74, I mean, I started out with some community fish, but then I got into the cichlids, and then I was keeping stuff like red devils and black belt cichlids, and
Hey,
you know,
Stan.
yeah.
Man, a black belt.
Jaguars.
That is another one that's on my. But it's another one
Did you
that has to be by
ever have a
itself.
trimaculatus?
I never had a trimac. That's one I have not. Well, did I? No, I never had a trimac.
You have a flower horn?
Never had a flower horn, but I had red devils, Midas, Jack Dempsey's, Texas cichlids, jaguars. I never had a dovie. I almost got a dovie once.
You did.
Really?
You just need such a big tank for a dovie. You know,
Yeah,
you
they're-
need like a 300 or better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to keep all those kind of fish for a long time, probably up until right about about 2005 or so. Then I kind of switched over and I was starting to get other types of fish. And I was keeping cichlids, but I went down in size to, I've been keeping convicts and fire mouths and stuff like that. And then I'm working my way down to the epistogrammas and, just kind of getting a little more peaceful fish.
Have you tried the epistos yet?
Yeah, I got a pair of orange flash. They haven't bred for me yet, but I'm working on it.
They've been they can be a little bit touchy from what I'm told. That's why I haven't tried them. Just because their water parameter, they're pretty narrow when it comes to what they like.
I have real hard water, and they're doing great in there. I've had them for. I don't. In fact, I don't. My water is here in Michigan is pretty like African cichlid water. If you want to try those, you'd be fine with them, Whip, if you ever wanted to try with those.
You're in
Yeah,
Michigan.
I'll probably talk to what's the guy that lives at Jason and Joanna from Primetime.
Oh yeah,
They have
that guy's
basically
name?
the same water, and I'll see what has worked for them. So I'm not like trying to break new ground.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. He has really hard water, doesn't he? You're in Illinois, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just west of him, but I'm on a well. He's on city, so
Oh,
it's vastly different.
okay.
I didn't
know
know
his
you were
water
on
is
well.
good, too. He keeps
Yeah.
his water at 8.2 pH, and that's for his African
Wow.
cichlids.
Yeah,
That's pretty
he's
high.
really high. Yeah,
Wow.
So your well water might be perfect for him. You never know.
you never know.
You're in
You don't want
Michigan.
to spend the money on it and then have him die.
Yeah.
What was that
You're in
about?
Michigan. Oh, well, 3 times I tried to say it. You're in Michigan, right, Jeff?
Yes, sir. Yep. I'm in Michigan. Yep. I'm in Michigan. Yep.
I'm going to talk now.
Right about here, right smack dab in the middle of the Michigan.
Oh, wrong hand.
Yep. Pistos and wild type bettas and stuff like that. They say they're real, real acidic water and stuff, but that's true if they get them from the wild. But a lot of everything I get is always captive bred, and it's been in the hobby for a while, so it gets used to the tap water, and so yeah, that's what I like to keep. That and live bearers now, and I got a whole bunch of
like hard water, don't they?
What's that?
Live bearers like the hard water.
Yeah, they love it. Yep.
Maybe
Live
that's
bearers,
why
I
they
got.
do well.
Oh yeah. My African cichlids, they love. I'm trying to move my African cichlids on because they just breed me out of house and home here. So,
Wow.
if you know of anybody that wants African cichlids? I know I got a group of them that are going to Skipper when the weather warms up.
What do you got? What kind of lake? Do you have Lake Tanganyika at all?
I got Lake Tanganyika upstairs, but those are not going anywhere. Those are my little multi-fasciatus shell dwellers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
I
I
love
just
what I'm
moved
doing
my
with this one.
multis in with the Brashardis.
Oh yeah,
It's gorgeous.
yeah. I
Sorry,
love Lake
sorry,
Tanganyika.
And
But
that's
these
what
are
I was going
Malawi
to tell you when you were asking about your Julia DeChromis. I had
Go ahead,
mine in
Mark.
with my Brashardis and my shell dwellers for the longest time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those Julia DeChromis do really well with the same water. But these are dragon blood peacocks. They're beautiful fish. Don't get me wrong. They're really gorgeous. But they breed and breed and breed. I mean, I don't even try to save the babies anymore because I don't have enough tanks to put them in. So, if anybody wanted to get some of those,
Well,
I
they're
get-
mean as snakes too, aren't they?
what's that?
Aren't they mean as snakes?
No,
Well, this is the wrong channel to say that. They're just mean, aren't they?
they're I'd say they're about as aggressive they get along pretty well with a convict, but they get along pretty well. I got a convict in tank with them, and they might face off at each other a little bit from a distance, but then that's about it.
Huh. I've never heard anything good about temperament-wise when it comes to dragon blood.
Oh, the
They're
dragon
just-
blood.
Is that what you said you had?
Yeah, I got dragon bloods and I got red zebra mbunas.
Ooh.
Those are my African cichlids that I have.
Yeah.
And I think the thing with them is if you put like 2 or 3 in a tank, they're going to kill each other off. But if you have like 6 or 8 or 10, in there, they'll get along just fine. I got tanks with them that have at least 8 or 10 of them. I know the red zebra tank I have has probably 12 or 15 in there. And yeah, they're good. I mean, you'll see an occasional scuffle once in a while, but there's no
Yeah,
killing.
but they're not killing each other.
No, they're not killing each other. They're breeding all the time. Every time we get a storm coming in, you can see them down doing their dance down there. They circle around and around. The female ends up with a big old patch under her chin, stuffed full of eggs. She'll hold them in her mouth for about 3 weeks. And then if you take her out and put her in like a breeder box, she'll spit all those babies out and they're ready to eat right away. You can crush up flake food for them and they're good.
Hmm.
So if you want some of them, Whip, I can send you some.
Nope.
No?
I don't have any. Thinking I do it, but yeah, I don't have any more space for anything new.
Okay.
I'm out of space.
Oh, if you know of anybody who might like them, let me know because,
Will do.
like I say, I will. I basically give them away for free as long as the shipping's covered. But they're beautiful fish. They really, really are. Like I say, I'm going to be sending Skipper a breeding group and give him a male and I think 3 females.
That'll
And
be a nice project.
yeah, he wants to keep those with his. He has like 6 barred cichlids, I think they are. He's going to put them on the same tank with him. So he was asking me how they get along. I said, well, I don't know. They look different, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
Because if they see something like you put like a Jack Dempsey and a green terror in a tank, they kind of look similar. And then they tend to get a little more aggressive that way, that conspecific aggression.
Yeah, I had a little bit of that. Not too bad though. Actually, it was better than I was anticipating. Let's just say that. I had the green terror and the no. I had a Jack Dempsey and a Texas, which are very similar looking. They both have spangles and everything.
It usually, I think they get a lot of bad rap though. The cichlids. They, just like people, they got to learn what the boundaries are with each other, and they got to learn how to get along.
Right.
I mean, sooner or later, they're going to work out a hierarchy in the tank where, okay, we know that that's the top guy and he's there and I'm here and whatever, and then they know their place in the tank. And I think that's an important, I think I've really learned the interactions of these types of, the aggressive fish overall. So.
Hey, Trash Cat. You're talking about so many fish that I've never kept, believe it or not, as old as I am.
Really?
And I think about it, and some of them you've mentioned or that you've actually offered, and I think about it, and I don't know. I've been taking tanks down, and I'm working on this native tank. I've almost got it now. I'm just waiting on my new fish to come from Jonah's Aquarium, so they're paid for and everything. So maybe after that I'll think about that. But
oh yeah.
Nice of you to share them out like that.
Oh, absolutely. And like I say, I don't foresee him going anywhere soon. So if you change your mind, Bob, or anybody else in the chat who might like it, just you can just email me. I'm on the Fish Fam link. They got my email in there. So
Yeah, we just shared the link out with everybody too. So if you're not subscribed, you should check it out and go get subscribed.
Yeah.
Like just earlier, because I can do it right now. I got it saved now. I can be quick.
Nice. Look at you're on it.
Look at that. Wow.
I'm trying to get into a breeding project with other stuff. I want to start doing some of the egg scattering fish, and I got some from Foxy's Fishes. I got those little glow light Danios, beautiful fish.
Yeah.
Trying to breed them out. I got some zebra Danios, and then I got, of course, my wild type bettas. They have bred before, but I haven't been able to save any of the fry. They somehow before I get a chance to get them out, it's like I notice one and they're gone. Just like that. They're just.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Sure. Okay.
You said you had Julie's, right? Uh-oh.
I have not had Julie DeChromis yet.
You have not. I thought you said you did.
No. Sorry about that. My camera. There we go. It does that once. I have this camera. It just kind of goes out once in a while. No, I have Julie DeChromis. I got the Neolamprologus multifasciatus. I got the shell dwellers. I got them upstairs. There's a billion of them. They're just all over the place.
Yeah, that's the problem in Chicago is and you're close enough to Chicago where you're probably getting the influx. They're giving those fish away because there's so many. Everybody's got them. Everybody. I mean, you have a couple. Next thing you know, you have a billion of them.
Oh, wow.
So they've kind of flooded the market down here.
Hey, Dale.
Hey, Dale.
Yeah, they're still. There's still a price. I mean, look in they're pricey fish online.
Yeah, online there for sure.
Online there. But I was thinking about maybe putting them on eBay or something like that and see how it goes. But yeah, those I like to keep just for me. Those shell dwellers. That's something I just sit and watch for. I can sit down for an hour and watch them.
That's because they're always busy. They're always doing something.
They're digging holes and
Tiny fish
Kinda
with
like
a big
Susie.
attitude.
yeah, they're this tiny little fish, but they got an attitude of a like a red devil or something. All wrapped up in that little inch to inch and a half size. Yeah, it's cool. Yep. Oh, look at those beautiful kitties. Oh my.
Gonna blow them up. Those are two of my
Look at them.
They're
I think
huge.
it's illegal to blow up kitties.
Oh, that's so.
These
Oh,
two
Oh,
are
beautiful.
they're probably litter mates. And there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
third one that I know I'm gonna keep. That's kind of why I got
Oh, look how sweet
Oh.
they are with each other.
they're huge. This one's only 12 pounds and this one's 15.
Oh, look at that beautiful.
And then the 17 pound, I've never seen a cat.
17 pounds. What?
He's beautiful. He's got stripes that are perfectly even down the back, down his
Oh my
dorsal
goodness.
back.
My kitty here is 7 pounds. 7.
I know.
Holy cow, that's a big cat.
Back in the day, you'd have to go searching for it, but on Facebook or something. But I have I don't have it anymore. He aged out on me, but I had a Maine Coon cat that was named Splat. That was a 17 or 18 pounder.
Holy cow. That's a big cat.
It is. I just lost my boys. They were 21 years old. I had 3 brothers, all from the same litter, all pure black. The first one we lost in 2018, right before Christmas, and then this summer in August, my boy that would hang out with me all the time, he passed away. 21 years old.
Oh.
And then the next month, and then that was Tink, and then we had Klondike, was my wife's cat. And when Tink he came down, it was so sad. He'd walk around this whole house, around the perimeter inside, meowing and calling for him, and exactly what he was doing. He was looking for his brother.
Right.
And he didn't last very long. I mean, of course, he was 21. He was already on borrowed time at that time anyway, but that was the icing on the cake for him. We lost him in September. So this is our first year in 21 years that we didn't spend Thanksgiving or Christmas with him. 21 years. So it was kind of a different holiday this year for us. But seeing those cats, really, I tell you what, that warms my heart seeing them. It's nice. We're gonna get some. I'll get some more at some point, but we're not ready. It's still a little bit fresh,
Yeah, I'm not ever doing it again. I can't do it anymore.
I'm right there with you. I'm like, that bear almost killed us. Honestly, I'm going to be quite frank with you. They were like our kids. We don't have children, so they were basically our kids, and that really hurts.
Right.
And
Oh man,
it changes
I'm
the whole
telling you.
dynamic of the family when they're gone. You come home from work. You used to have them greet you at the door, or you sit on the couch, you have your coffee, come up and rest on your shoulder. It's all gone. I tell you what, it's a different world when that happens.
This poor little bird, she's really a foster bird for the art, but I may end up keeping her. She's a Quaker parrot.
Oh.
And I've got a limited history on her. A lady had her 4 years, but all of her chest and the top of her wings have been plucked out. So,
I don't think in Pennsylvania you're allowed to keep Quakers. I wonder why.
I don't
Because they
know.
can live in the winter.
Really?
We have a huge colony that live in northern Illinois. I'm almost 100% sure they're Quakers. That
Well,
Oh,
she
they
bit me.
nest they
She
nest
bit
by
me
the
the first day, and so I started calling her Meangirl, and so she answers now every time. Mean girl, mean girl. Well, she's
Whip,
not
were they
gonna do
just
it
like
with the camera.
wild Quakers?
Yep.
Wow.
Mean girl. There he is. There she is. Mean girl.
You put her on the spot. She said, "Yeah, hold my beer."
hold my
she was,
food.
where she was at, her door
Wild
stayed
Quakers
open
in
all the
Chicago,
time.
Illinois.
She sat up there on top, but some of these new cats have not been around birds, and they're big cats. So they've even tested Floyd a couple of times. Of course, he always makes them wish they hadn't, but just his look. But mean girl.
So, monk parrots, also known as Quaker parrots, have established a sizable population in Chicago where they
Oh wow.
thrive due to the city's climate and abundant food source.
Wow.
They are known for building large communal nests and that weigh over a ton, and are often found in trees on the utility poles.
Holy crap.
They love to build around the transformers because the transformers put off heat.
Ah,
Makes sense.
Wow.
yeah. See that Lucky Stone there is because Quakers have a huge colony in Connecticut too. Some trees
yeah?
collapse from weight.
No idea.
You know, I that's what you mentioned. They're illegal in Pennsylvania. You know, I'm wondering why there's so many things that are illegal to go to Pennsylvania, like crayfish.
I'm guessing just because if they get away, they can live.
Yeah, I can't have
And
any crayfish.
Yeah,
But I can have
anything that can
axolotl.
live in your climate, they usually.
That's why we can have those like water hyacinths because they die off in the winter.
Yeah.
Where in Florida, they're like, you can't have them because they never die off. They'll just be invasive. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, we got crayfish in our waterways, and we can get a lot of. The only ones we're not allowed to get are those the self-cloning ones.
Yeah.
The ones
I
that
would
they
love self-cloning because I have a fahaka.
that would be
Am I allowed
perfect.
to say that online?
You'd have a food supply right there, just keep generating, and each one of those will have
Exactly.
one
How
baby.
great would that be?
That'd save you a lot of money and get good food too. That's why I don't think it should be. It shouldn't be illegal for you guys to have them.
Well,
But they are.
the problem is there's too many people that are irresponsible and they can't
Yeah.
trust us as hobbyists
As a whole,
to
right.
keep them in our house and not out of the waterways.
I've never heard her doing that, but she's listening to you guys. Of course, she's only 2.5 feet, but she said ha ha ha, not laughing, but ha ha ha. Like,
Oh,
I've never heard her say that. She says pretty bird, and
I didn't realize that she talked.
Oh yeah, her and Floyd get going. They say hello, 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 and I'm like, greeted each other.
It'd be like, who's on first?
Hey, Bob, I've always had a question that I never really thought to ask, I guess, in my own head.
Uh-oh. All right.
Can you let them out together or would they hurt each other?
I don't know if they would. They seem friendly, but I can't let her out in the house because these cats, I don't trust them. Maybe when these 3 new ones are gone, the big ones. Well, I'm going to keep the prettiest one, the great big one, the huge one. But he even today was watching Floyd and got on top of the refrigerator. And Floyd actually has a little snack tray up there. It's a mess. I have to wipe it up every day. But he was up there and Floyd was raising, holy hell. You've never seen an Amazon man. I'm like, what's going on in here? And then I figured out the cat was up there.
Right.
But yeah, I just don't trust. I might have Floyd in my bathroom, and make sure all the cats are out and see how they do. But she bites. When the lady took her to try and put her in the cage when I went to get her, she flew away because I thought she didn't fly. And she said, oh no, she flies. And she landed in a chair and she went and picked her up and she bit her real hard.
Oh.
Yep, that would happen once.
You said that when Sophie bit me that one time.
Yeah.
She didn't really bite me. She just hung on for dear life with her beak into my face. It wasn't really a bite. She was just trying to stay away from the dogs. Like, a big difference.
yeah.
That is a difference. That is using your face as a lifeline to not get ate by the big dogs.
Yeah.
That's different than when the boss tells you to go grab the cockatoo that's walking towards the front of the building before it gets out of the building, and you reach down to get it, and it comes around and almost removes your pinky.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh yeah, that.
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Cheetos.
You hear how she got animated over there?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. You can't
That's
not.
her Cheeto bag that came with her.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
she's been eating them for years, so I guess.
Oh,
What is
nice.
it she's eating?
Huh?
What is she eating?
The Cheeto
Cheetos.
Puffs.
A
The
Cheeto
puff.
Puff.
I know. It's what she's been eating for years.
Oh boy.
I assume in addition to regular food, or
Oh
maybe
yeah,
that's why
she had 5 tons of food, and I'm like, I'm not going to feed her all these. I'll mix them up. But her
You know what I was
door.
told when I was working at the exotic bird store? And Sophie's a macaw, but she's a small macaw. You only put enough food that's in the small palm of your hand because they will pick through and throw out and throw all over the floor when they have a quarter of a dish. But if you only put this much in, they're a little more choosy on what they throw on the floor, so they'll eat more. I'm like, oh, it's like a way to trick birds. I was like, I got it. And that was true. So
She
now I
throws
only
her.
give Sophie a tiny amount,
Yeah.
and she doesn't throw anywhere near as much on the floor as when I give her like a quarter cup. She sits there and pushes her face around until she gets to the one nut in the whole thing. I was like, oh my God.
Well, you see, there's a Cheeto down there I gave her this morning.
Cheetos,
had-
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Look at her eating the Cheeto.
Oh, look at that.
Never
She can
seen that
say,
before.
that's one of her words too. I haven't heard her say it, but she gave me a really nice note with her that actually came from the previous person that had her, and everything's still accurate. She likes the Bluey cartoon. Trying
Oh
to
my
lock this.
gosh.
Sorry. Well, I'll fool with it later. I'll just watch her. I need to get a better lock on our door.
How many birds
Sorry.
do you have, Bob?
Do what?
How many birds do you have?
I just have Floyd, the big parrot, and then her, but I have 4 little parakeets that are,
Oh,
they fly around in my
So that
bed.
would be 6 birds.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I
Right.
guess about 3.5 birds if you go by Floyd's size. Or if you go by the parakeet size, maybe about 10 of them. So,
What were the parakeets rescue as well?
no, I bought them over the years.
Oh, okay. 'Cause, I mean, they're expensive now too. I
Oh, yeah.
didn't realize that they had jacked the price up on. I just had
All
learned
birds.
probably from you that cockatiels have gone through the roof, and now I just found out that parakeets are.
Yeah, like
Really
cockatiels
expensive.
are like $400. Like a cockatiel you could get for like $60. Like what?
Oh, yeah.
I used to be able to get them for $39.99 at the
Oh.
pet store I used to work at.
Yeah.
when I got my first budgies, I got them. They were, I think, $3 a piece. I think when my mom got them for me.
Anymore, man. Whew.
I was gonna say not anymore.
I got quite a story about them though. I had a blue one and a green one, right? And I'd let them out and fly around, and they'd land on my finger and all that kind of stuff. I was just a little kid, and so my mom was letting the dog out. Back then, out in the country, we didn't have a chain on it. We just opened the door, they go out. You know, we didn't have to worry about that back then. And then what happened one time, I had my bird out. She did that, and that parakeet flew out the door.
Mm.
And it just kept on going. I was bawling my head off. I was crying and crying and crying. A couple of days go by, right? I'm sitting out. I was been bummed. I still had the green one. I was, playing with it. I went out and I was sitting on the porch outside, and I hear that chirp. And I look over in the evergreen tree, and I can see the blue one was sitting right there. I walked right up there and put my finger up. He got on my finger. I walked him right back in the house. I thought for sure he was dead, but it made it.
Amazing. That's amazing.
During the summer, they can do all right, but once the winter rolls around, then they're in big trouble. So,
Oh yeah, it was during the summertime. Yep. Took him back in the house and right over to the cage. Right in the cage, he started eating and drinking. So I was like, "Yeah, he was hungry."
I had an opposite of that happen when I was a little kid, and my sister that's 2 years older, we were swinging, and it was at our grandfather's, and we were sitting there swinging, and people had those wraparound porches, an old farmhouse, and we were on the side, and they had the doors open, no air conditioning back then or anything, no screens. So we were just sitting there, and this blue and white little parakeet flew in the door, and we looked at each other like, no way. So we ran and closed the door, and she wanted to stay there. They kept her for several years, named her Linda, and she sat on the dresser in a cage. But so somebody's bird had gotten loose.
We caught a cockatiel like that one time.
Wow.
It actually flew into our, what do they used to call those things? A screen house. Is that right?
Yep.
Am I remembering that right? Yeah, it's a screen
Screen
house.
house,
It was like a 10 by 10 like dome screen, and
We had those.
yeah, it flew in and couldn't find its way out, and we closed the door, and then we just kept it for a while. But my dad doesn't like birds, so it didn't stay long. Too damn noisy. I tried it with a cockatiel we named Mercury back, I don't know, 30. My daughter's 30, so yeah, it would have been 30 years ago and it just would not shut up. Just would not be quiet for 5 seconds, and we ended up giving it to one of my wife's friends who was kind of like Bob with reptiles, which they had, I don't know, 30 or 40 birds.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
It's a lot of birds.
It was a lot of birds.
I had 2 cockatiels back, 30 years ago maybe, and I worked second shift at a hospital in Jacksonville. They were Pete and Rick. I think they were too small to sex when I bought them, but they wouldn't shut the F up, and they started at 6 in the morning. And I'm like, you guys, I just got in bed 3 hours ago. So you could cover them, you could do everything, put them in a dark room, nothing. So a friend of mine, Calesta, had a female, and she brought it over. And of course, she really loved them. And one of them, she ended up mating with. But I said, you can have him, but you got to take Rick too. So she did.
That's the same reason. Crystal was pregnant with Mariah, and it just, Crystal's nerves were on edge because she's out to here and not sleeping well anyway. And then this bird just wouldn't shut up. We're like, you've got to go.
Enough's enough, right?
Yeah.
I was concerned about whether this little parrot would be loud in the morning because I sleep late. I don't do the 5 o'clock. Well, I do get up at 5:15 and still take my dogs out. The old ones remember when I worked and got up at 5, but I sleep in every day. So I would hear her in here in the living room, and the lady said cover, and she gave me her covered cloth that goes over her. But she was used to getting up early, but she's settled into our routine now. It's been over a week. She's good. She's quiet.
Sounds like you've got similar schedules to me, Bob. I'm up till about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I get up around 10 or 11.
I know. That's why I always see your stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I never see your streams, is because
I'm in bed by 8:30.
Yeah, I mean, I'm staying up later than that, but you're usually just going hot by the time I'm heading for bed. So
Most of them. I have one afternoon stream. I do it on Wednesday, but other than that, that's like my morning time almost. 3:30 in the afternoon.
Susie posted something at 5:10, I think, this morning or yesterday morning. I'm like,
Oh
wow.
yeah, I was taking care of the chickens. I was already
Yeah, and
doing
I'm
half
like,
my
well,
work.
she's up late, and I'm like, no, she's up early.
No, she's waking up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a few things that I have to do as a routine if I'm going to maintain.
Yes.
So I just have to get up and do the chickens, the ducks, the birds, the dogs, the cat, and then I can think about my day. 'Cause I know the main ones are taking care of the fish room and the reptiles. They're a lot more sporadic.
Right.
I don't have to do them every
Hey,
day.
Drew. So what's your plan for this year?
My plan for this year?
Yeah.
Well, I've mentioned once before, I'm going to try. I need to get some organization down here, first of all. My plan is to get rid of all the Malawi cichlids, right? That's been my plan all of last year, and I haven't gotten very far with it. So I'm hoping that I can finally move them to a new home, and then I I plan on getting some breeding project down here. I like to breed fish, and I like to share them out with the people, and so that's pretty much what I want to do down here is get all the breeding projects going and get the new stock in here that I want to get. And
Makes sense.
of course, there's always the new tanks here once in a while. I get a new tank every so often. Hey, Carl.
Are you looking to stay with the breeding aspect of it, or are you going to get a great big display tank that you can take all your favorites and put in, or what's
Maybe eventually I might do that.
Eventually? I thought I remembered you saying something, but I wasn't sure if that was you or if that was Elfish or if that was I couldn't remember to be sure.
I think it might have been Elfish. He's got a display tank up in his living room. But for me right now it's basically the breeding, and I enjoy being down here working on the tanks and whatnot. And I got room down here. I could have a nice big tank.
Yeah.
At some point, I might. That'd be pretty good. I was thinking about what I'd like to do is if I had a big tank, I'd like to have like a native tank with sunfish.
That would be nice.
Bullhead.
I would like that too.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I had a sunfish for about 9 years. He just passed away about 6 months ago.
Oh,
I got it. I netted it from my friend's pond. It was just a little teeny fry. I had 3 of them, and they got up to about 1.5 inches, and the one killed the other 2. And then I had him ever since, and he was probably good, 7-8 inches long when he died.
Wow.
2 of this group that I have coming, and whoever I was talking to when I ordered them, they recommended I not get the yellow perch. So I said, okay, leave those off. But there's 2, and they're like 2.5 inches, 2 inches. They're the long-eared sunfish. But I know they'll probably have to be sorted out. So I have a couple other 55s and 75.
I was going to say that. I mean, they will definitely eat shiners. Those are big enough fish. Well, you can't put those with the little guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll definitely gobble them down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those
That's why
rainbow-
I was like, you're going to put perch in with shiners?
Well, yeah, the shiners were going to be part of their diet. The shiners.
Oh, okay.
We used to get rainbow shiners for bait fish. You go to the bait store and get a couple dozen rainbow shiners. They'd have them in there, and now they're selling them for $12 a piece.
I
know, right?
got 3 of those, and I think they were $8.99 a piece. Yeah, $24.
I wish I'd have known back then what we know now. I would have saved them and
Right.
Yeah.
going. You get a couple dozen for what is about back then with $1 a dozen or something. It was cheap.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Was it? Man, Miles was just a little tiny tot. I bought him a fish tank. I got him a Jack Dempsey, and we were feeding it live because we were stupid back then. And
I did too back then. Yep.
yeah, and we were feeding it some kind of like fish that was actually pretty damn gorgeous. I mean, it was almost like a neon. It had like a red top and a blue bottom, but it was tiny. I mean, it was like this big. It was tiny, tiny, tiny. And I'm like, I should keep some of those. But by the time I went back to get them,
They're gone.
the Dempsey had done his thing. So, and they were only available for a short time, and then they went to the white cloud minnows, and then they were back to guppies, like the feeder guppies types.
Oh my God.
Well, I kind of just got the heads up in the turtle world that the Russian tortoises that you can usually get for like $30 or $40 at any reptile show, that they've just banned the export of them. So the prices of them are going to go way up. And if you have some and can breed them, captive born and bred is the way to go. So it's like what you're talking about, but in the turtle world, like if I had only known that they're going to be so sought after, I would have kept them. And the
Well, you
Russian
shoulda,
tortoise
coulda,
is
right?
gonna be that.
Now the Russian tortoise, they come from Russia.
No, they come
I
from
was
like
thinking,
Asia.
it's cold there. I couldn't see it. A desert
But
type.
Russian tortoises could live outside in Pennsylvania all year round.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. They take harsh winters and very hot summers, and they just dig down to where barely their shell is showing, and they just hunker down for the winter. I bring mine in because I'm a little worrywart, so I bring them in.
Oh
But,
yes, yeah. You don't want them
they can
stuff. You don't want them
absolutely
to.
live outside in Pennsylvania or Tennessee. Yep, as
I'm
long
the
as they
same. I
can
do the
burrow
same thing.
down.
If I'm warm, I want them to be warm too. You know, I don't want them to
Yeah,
be cold.
definitely.
Yeah,
I'm still here. I'm still listening.
I'm a softie that way. You know, I see that. I was like, you know, every time I see a stray cat running around and it's 10 degrees outside running, I feel terrible for it. You know, they're out there
Oh, I
freezing.
feel terrible now. I go outside and my 2 chickens and duck are out there, and I have to dump over the frozen ice and fill up with fresh water every day, and I feel bad, but they seem to be just fine.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yep, they do. They can
Well,
take
they
all.
are native to the area.
yeah,
Well, I shouldn't say native, but they are definitely living in the area for a long, long,
Yeah.
long, long time.
yeah. And if I had gotten my rabbit in the summer, I would have had it outside and it would have built up a coat where I could have kept it outside for the winter. But because I just adopted this rabbit and it's been an indoor rabbit, you can't just move it outside. Like the rabbit has to build up a coat and do the whole shed thing and then build up the winter.
Plus, it
So,
needs the fat, right? I mean, doesn't it need to be able to
yep,
build up
yep, yep.
a fat layer?
And this rabbit likes to watch TV, so I think he's gonna be an indoor rabbit anyway. He just sits on my lap and watches TV. Literally, he's watching TV like this with me. I'm like, that's so cool.
They taste good too if you let them fatten up first.
Shout back. That's like Chris Biggs. Every time I say something about the Sophie or a bird, birds are meant to be eaten.
Yeah, Bigsy's not a big fan of the birds.
Yeah. Up there in California, in Canada, they do go out and do a lot of hunting. You know.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Yep. hmm I've never went hunting one day in my life yet.
No,
I've gone, but I did not have a gun. I was with my dad when we went, and I was just kind of following around.
I would like to go herping, like turning over rocks, looking for.
Oh, no, I've done that kind of hunting. Yes.
I would
Absolutely.
love to do that.
Do you watch Jay from Prehistoric Pets?
No,
or-
because he scares me. The stuff he does, I would never touch another reptile.
He's always walking around in the desert, flipping over. And it always amazes me how much crap is just laying around in the desert.
Just hanging out. Just hanging out. Yep.
Here, let me flip this couch over. Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
There's a South American barking venomous spider right there.
Yep. Now that kind of hunting I've done. I brought so many. I've gotten in trouble for my mom so many times. I bring in 5 years old out there grabbing garter snakes and bringing them home. Look what I got.
Yeah.
Screaming at
We
me.
had a neighbor that gave us 50 cents for every garter snake we brought her for her garden.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
she would collect them for her garden. Yeah.
Cool.
Wow. I could have made some money if they did that for me. I'd catch a lot of them.
We used to catch them all the time.
I'd find a little nest of them. Little baby ones were just born out in the yard.
I know. Do you know they're live born? They're born live.
Yep,
That is the coolest thing ever.
it is. That's
What
why I
is-
wouldn't mind if I got a reptile. I wouldn't mind getting one of them blue-tongue skinks. They give birth live too, I believe.
I got 3.
Oh, you guys
I
blue-tongue
got 3
skinks? Oh,
northern blue-tongue skinks, but unfortunately they're all females. I need a male in order to have that breeding project get off the ground.
oh, that would be cool.
Aren't they bitey? Or are yours not?
No, not at all.
I'd watch
Although
it.
I could never feed mine out of my hand like Bob did his. I have to do tongue because they get so excited they just go. "Oh."
Yeah.
So,
I don't remember what Kennan had, but Kennan Arkin from Cam Kennan, he had some kind of skink that would bite the hell out of him all the time.
oh, that was different. That was big.
Yeah, it was a big one. Yeah,
That was big.
it was
What
like
was that?
I don't want that latching on to me.
No.
Nope. Yeah, I've always wanted to do that.
I almost bartered for a new blue tongue today. They've had it at the pet shop for a while, and I went in to get worms and crickets and so forth. And they had a big male hairless rat. And I said, oh, is that going to be for a feeder? And they said, no, we're going to start breeding them just for pets only. And I said, well, I have probably 20 females of those hairless rats now that are childbearing age or, a mature. And so I'm going to give them one. And they're like, well, if you have that many, did you want to swap for something? I thought about that skink and I thought, I don't need another thing to take care of. I'm trying to downsize. So
Yeah.
not downsize, but just try not to grow like I had been. So it's
I'm
under.
trying to get more efficient.
Well, you were like bringing something home like 3 or 4 times a week, weren't
Yeah.
you? I mean, you
Oh, yeah.
for a little bit there.
Fish mainly, but also snakes. So
Yeah, I was gonna say snakes more than anything
Yeah,
that I
snakes.
remember. You were
Yeah.
bringing a lot of snakes home. I'm like, geez, you got another one. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one.
It's easy to do. It's easy to do. I tell you.
Oh, for sure. And if you got the room and you got the time, why not? But that's beyond my capabilities. So I'll just live vicariously through you.
I wouldn't have been able to do it if I weren't retired. But now, supposedly, I am really retired. But anyway, it's fun now. I'm looking forward to just doing what I'm doing and enjoying them. So
Yep.
I did get a new snake at Petco just a week ago. Did I show you guys that?
A new snake? A new snake, you said?
Yes.
Ooh.
Been there since I don't know, like July. They had some really high price, calling them fancy, but he's a albino. Oh, I can never remember the word. Very common. They have a patchy pattern on them. They're white and they have what is it, Whip or Susie?
I'm not a reptile guy.
Don't you tell me you got an albino hognose.
No, yeah, it's not that. But anyway,
So sad.
but they put a bunch of their snakes on sale for 75% off, and I'm like,
Oh wow.
This snake was usually sells for $350, $400 if you look on Morph Market and stuff. So they had it at $600. So that made the snake $150, and I'm like, so that's still less than half of what you could get it.
Still bringing snakes home.
plus have to pay the shipping. So I thought about it about 2 seconds, and I said, I'll take that one. So I'll grab him if you want to see him real quick. I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But they said he's evil, he's mean, and he was just born in July. He's a big boy for that. But he already ate for me and everything, and he's the sweetest snake. Watch him tag me and make me bloody now. I'll be right back.
That reminds me when we first picked our kittens up. They were 3 of them, and 2 of them came out, and then mine went. Said, "Don't touch that cat." I said, we opened the box up, and he popped his head out, and everybody at the shelter backed off. I'm sitting there. I'm standing there like, what's going on here? They said, well, we're not going to go near him. And I was like, what? I picked him out. I went down there, petted him, started purring, rubbing his face. They were like, they almost passed out. They were like white as a ghost. And they're like, that cat tears us up every time we come near it. And you know, he was the nicest cat out of the 3. People would come over, he'd rub again. I mean, I don't know why they were so scared of him, because he was nice.
Wow.
Well, you turn them around.
I just went up and said hi. This is when I first picked him up. That was day 1. I reached in there and he didn't try to bite me or scratch me. I was petting him, and he's a little kitten. I was like, why are you guys so scared of a little kitten like that? My goodness.
When we went and adopted our first Maine Coon, I was talking to the breeder, and I asked her. I said, "Do you have any that are older that you're, because she was a breeder." So I'm like, "You probably got cats that are looking to retire. I'll take one of those if it's cheaper, because Maine Coon cats, if you buy them from a breeder, are pretty freaking expensive." And she says, "Yeah, come on down. I got this cat called Mars," and Mars was just this gigantic, 28-pound cat. And when we were there, Mariah was sitting on the floor, and Maggie jumped into her lap, and the people were like, "Oh my God, Maggie hates everybody. If you take this cat, we'll give you her." And we're like, "All right."
Nice.
Wow.
Well, he was actually taking a nap.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Uncle Smiley says it's a pied ball python.
That's it.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Oh, that's a ball python. Okay.
And I'm going to be taking this out because I don't like the size of the holes.
Wow.
Get stuck.
That's pretty cool. He goes up in that skull to sleep.
Well, it's the first time I found him in there, but I'm going to leave it out when I get him out of here. I just don't want him to get stuck. I see reptiles get stuck in things.
I had a bristlenose got stuck in the cholla wood, and I didn't even realize that he was until the other one started going up there sucking on. I was like, pull him. He was dead, but he was in there. He went through the holes of the cholla wood and had his pectoral fins out. And I was like, oh, dang. I took that piece out, and I couldn't get him out of there even, so I had to just take it all out and put it in the bin, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm being real careful with that stuff now. I'm going to just get some other kind of wood in there instead. But yeah, I'd worry about that too.
I had a corn snake, an albino corn snake, get away from me one time, and we found him inside the cuckoo clock. You know, a cuckoo clock isn't
Wow.
much bigger than the skull that Bob has in his hand right now.
Oh, wow.
He ruined the cuckoo clock.
Oh, did he?
I bet.
Oh,
But you see how mean and how evil he is. He's just.
oh, I know. He's tearing you apart, isn't he? Poor
He's
thing.
ignoring me totally. Don't leave the tripod. Anyway,
That's cool.
he's fine.
Nice looking. I like that color. I like when they're bright like that. It's nice. I like the
Yeah.
albino.
I don't have anything albino where I did until now. So
Oh, I
he's
got
just-
albino fences. I got, of course, my albino bristlenose. What else do I? Albino cories. Those are my cories I first got. My very
Is that
first,
what you ended up with, is albinos?
no, I don't do everything albino. I tend to I like a lot of the albino stuff, but I get all kinds of stuff. But I've always liked those albino cories because they're, you know, I've been looking at the same thing with that is all these decades going by. I go to the pet store and I see them. I was like, you know, I'm going to get some of those sometime. Year after year after year after year. And then it's like, finally got them in 2024. I was like, wow, why did I wait so long? They're just great. You know?
Wow.
It's like,
Yeah, you can't see them because they're too little, but that tank right there has a crap ton of them.
nice.
I buy some almost every swap I go to. There's probably 10 or 12 different kinds of cories in there.
That is so cool.
Nice. Yeah, I'm enjoying mine.
I was the same way about rainbow fish, and I don't think they're pretty and they're expensive and they're this or that. And then I saw this one, can't remember the species, but a green one, just a lone one that somebody had brought in, and I got it. And that got me hooked. And I had bought some big plexiglass divided tanks from one of the local fish stores. He was upgrading, and I gave those to Ed finally. But anyway, I had all 8 of those tanks filled with nice rainbow fish from Dan's Fish. So, but now I use the rack for tank enclosure. Girl, you're not getting another. See how she is? She's a mean girl. You dropped one in the floor and you've got your other one still in your bowl. Hush. She probably wants out, but I just can't do it in here.
I've never had a rainbow fish yet either.
They're pretty cool once you get into them. I see why
Wow.
everybody says it, but you're going to spend some money.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to get some when I got into them from Lucas Brett, some of his real expensive Goldie-eyed Akas. They're called Goldie-eyed Akas, and he was going to auction some off. And I ended up getting some smaller ones because he was afraid to ship them. They were big, and those cost a bundle. And I got a bundle for them too. They spawned for me. So, but I was lucky that they made it and that I was able to sell them.
Wow.
They're nice. Well, we've been going right at an hour. Maybe a good time to think about.
Yeah, I gotta go see what John's doing.
Better keep an eye on John. Hey,
Hi,
George.
Jerry.
George
Well, I
said,
appreciate you having me on, Bob. This has been fun. I like I said, I don't think I've never been on a stream with you, Susie, and Whip says I think he might have been on mine, but I don't remember it.
I remember getting up on a stream not that long ago, and it was like it was new for everybody. I mean, I know Skull was there. I thought you were there. I don't know if it was your stream though,
Yeah, I'm not
but
sure.
you were there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's good. Well, anyway, if we didn't, we definitely have now.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Mental note.
that's the way I look at it.
Susie, George, stop. Here come the cats. I have a question for you.
I have a question for Susie Q. What's your question?
Does Susie Q breed and sell? No.
No.
No, I
be-
can't
she would
even
be,
have a snake. I'm not allowed.
Thanks, Lucky.
Not allowed to breed snakes?
I'm not allowed to have a snake in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Get down.
I have
I'm
blue
not
tongue
either.
skinks, bearded dragons, Chinese water dragons, Uromastyx, but no snakes allowed.
Yeah.
Everything but snakes.
I can respect that.
My wife's the same way. She doesn't mind, if I got some lizards or something, we've had them before, but she doesn't want any snakes either.
Bring home a legless eel or a legless lizard.
Oh, yeah. You get to both worlds that way.
Yeah.
GRB said, was that Christine's live stream?
No. For me, no. This was definitely either Skulls or Jeff's or maybe Elfish. But those were the three dudes that were up there, and I was a fourth at the time.
Okay.
Well, Jeff,
I just don't know whose channel it was.
I never would put anybody on the spot, right, guys? But you talked
Fine.
about if you come back maybe sometime and maybe use your phone and give us a tour.
Sure.
Oh, well, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
I'll get with you on that then.
What you doing, Webb?
Sure can.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
It was sticking to me, so I stuck it to itself, and
Nice.
now it won't stick to me anymore.
Yep.
What do you think I was doing? Rolling something?
I'm not sure. You were like doing it. I'm like, what's he doing on a screenshot? I know what it looked like.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Jeff. We enjoyed
Thank you, Bob, very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to be on here with you guys.
it. It was a pleasure having you. Looking forward to having you back.
Oh, definitely.
Doing good.
Susie,
How's the
and
show
Will,
doing, Webb?
It's doing
Wow.
good. In fact, if you want a ornate, I can give you that too. Because it just ate my Calvis, and I
Oh,
said,
that's
"Enough
right.
of
Ornate
that."
Nitro. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
I've
no.
never seen
Black
that.
Elvis?
Yeah, he ate my little Calvis, so I
That's
pulled
an
him.
expensive meal.
What's that?
That's a pricey meal right there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd either get a tank for it alone or something, but I mean, they're cool and everything, but
He was boxed up, and he was going to the swap today until I found out that there was no swap today, and I had to turn around
Oh,
because I screwed up the dates. But
Hmm.
looks like Lori said she'll take it. So
nice.
now I just have to wait for summer or at least warmer weather because she and I are in the northern hemisphere here, and I don't think it would survive.
No, not without a heat pack anyway. Give it
Yeah.
a-
And I'm not, I mean, I've never shipped a fish in my life. So,
Oh, no.
I would only trust that if Dan was shipping it.
yeah,
With
right.
his fancy heat packs and his fancy machines and
he does overnight too. I'd use the heat packs and the styrofoam boxes and all that too.
Okay. There, Jeremy.
Yeah, sometime I may have we have like a stream where I can show you how I put that box together, and it's a good thing. No, if you want to send a fish to somebody,
Yeah.
that might be fun to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd do that.
I actually, I did reach out. I didn't even think to you, about you because you're kind of far enough away where I'm like, well, you're really not that far away. But
No,
I did
just
reach out to Foxy. I'm like, hey, girl, can you walk?
Yeah,
me
they're good
through
at
it?
ship. They're really good at shipping too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got on the auction. I got some of those glow light Danios from them. Oh, they're beautiful. They came in just perfect.
Nice.
Took about 5 days. It was 5 days in the mail, but they made it perfect. That was in November.
Almost every day, George. right? Don't you go like all the time at night?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
Yeah, more than that.
Yeah, probably at least 4 nights a week, at least. Yeah.
Susie, if you need to go on, go on. Don't let us keep you over.
Okay.
Who? What?
Susie,
I do need to go, and I didn't want to be rude.
said
Thank
that.
you.
you
Oh.
said that.
All right. Well, thanks, Bob, a lot for having me on
Too bad,
here. I
Susie.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And I'll get with you pretty soon about doing, maybe even next week if you're free, but soon, a follow up soon.
Sure. Next week or whenever you want.
All right, awesome. I'll look. We've not got too many people scheduled yet for the first of the year, so it's pretty open.
Okay.
All right. Whip,
All right.
thanks again.
Sounds good.
And
All right. Have a good one. Thank you.
moderators, thank you. And thanks to everybody in the chat. Y'all were awesome.
One last time for Jeff's link is right here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it.
Oh, Sam got it.
Yep.
He
Oh,
beat
did
me
he
to it.
beat you?
Oh, you got it. You got it too. Right there. There it is.
Yeah.
Thanks. Whip. Appreciate that.
Dueling mods. It's a bad problem, a great problem to have, isn't it?
It is.
All
And there's there